Jessie, isa kang tunay na inspirasyon hindi lang sa aming mga Bicolano, kundi sa buong sambayan ng Pilipino. Hindi ka namin makakalimutan. Ipagpapatuloy namin ang adhikain mo at nanggaling po ang magagaling at matinong pamamahala sa gobyerno. Isusulong namin ang pamamahalang nagtataguyod ng malikhaing paraan or creative innovation, nakasama ang mamamayan, people's participation, tungo sa tunay na pagbabago towards change at tuloy-tuloy na pagunlad or sustainable development. Jessie, hindi pa tapos ang laban. Uragon at mabuhay ka, Jessie. So, palakpakan natin lahat si Jessie. Mabuhay po kayo.
Transparency and accountability are indeed the guiding principles in the Robredo brand of leadership. To further describe how Secretary Robredo gave a human face to such noble ideals, let us give the floor to the Executive Director of the Transparency and Accountability Network, Mr. Vincent Lazatin.
As I sat down to write this speech, I struggled to make it profound because Jesse Robredo's influence on me and the country was profound. But as I thought about it, I realized that Jesse was a straight and plain talker. And that's probably how he would want us to talk, especially about him. Of course, self-effacing as he was, he would probably say that all these ceremonies and the public mourning are too much. But the public grieving is not about Jesse, but about the people he left behind and the loss that we are all suffering. I didn't know Jesse as well as many of you, and many of you probably have better stories to tell. But nonetheless, I'm honored and privileged to be able to share with you the Jesse that I knew. I will admit that President Aquino has made many good appointments to his cabinet. Jesse Robredo had to be my favorite. He was so even before he was appointed. His success in Naga City is legendary. If ever there was anyone that should have been the Interior and Local Government Secretary, it was Jesse. In fact, many believe, as I did, that he would have been perfect to succeed President Aquino as the next chief executive. I say these things not merely to memorialize him today, but because I believe with all my heart in Jesse Robredo. He was a good governance advocate's dream. He was a living embodiment of the ideal public servant. Humble, hardworking, dedicated, competent, accessible, selfless, and always moving forward. It was hard to keep up with Jesse. With him, I felt any reform was possible. Within days of being appointed Secretary of the DILG, he was meeting with civil society organizations so we could be partners in the DILG. In less than a month, we had signed a memorandum of understanding with the department. For the first 10 years of the history of our organization, we had never worked with the DILG. And here we were, just weeks after his appointment, signing an MOU with the Secretary. He understood the value of partnering with citizens and citizen organizations. And it wasn't for the cameras or for show. He truly believed in partnerships with citizens. First in his time as mayor of Naga City, then as secretary of the DILG. The last time I saw Jesse, of course, I had no idea that it was going to be the last time. It was about a month ago when a colleague and I met the secretary at the Makati office of NAPOCOM to get his support for a project that we were proposing. I'd never been to NAPOCOM, so we actually got lost looking for it. When we finally got there, 30 minutes late, there he was, casually seated in a couch in the hallway in the first floor, waiting for us patiently. He wasn't angry or upset, or maybe if he was, he didn't make us feel that way. Because we were late, he had only about 10 minutes to spare before going to his next meeting, so he went straight to business. He knew exactly what our proposal was, and in those short 10 minutes, he identified his concerns, proposed solutions, and gave us his support. His last words to me were, "Send us a draft letter of endorsement and I'll sign it." And off he went into the rain to his next meeting. Always on the move. 10 minutes with Jesse Robredo is like 60 or 90 minutes with any other government official. It is 10 minutes that I will always remember. As we witness a spontaneous outpouring of grief, admiration, and adulation, the level of which we haven't seen since President Cory died 3 years ago, I can't help but wonder if other public servants think about what people will say when they pass on. I pray that the others in public service were inspired by Jesse as much as we were. Jesse will continue to live on in the work of those he has touched. As one of those that had the great opportunity to work with him, I can only hope that what we do going forward can live up to his standards and his expectations of us. Jesse, you spoiled us. You have set the bar high. You made us believe in ourselves. You gave power to the powerless and a voice to the voiceless. Most of all, you made us believe that a better Philippines is possible if we all work together. I know that if each of us is just a little bit like Jesse, then we have more than an even chance of making it happen. Jesse, you will be missed.
As DILG Secretary, Sec Jesse sure had his plate full. Whilst being a champion of good local governance, Sec Jesse will always be remembered too for having challenged, inspired, and worked at ushering reforms in the interior sector. On behalf of our uniformed personnel, Police Director General Nicanor Bartolome, PNP Chief, will say a few words.
Ayaw ko pong maniwala nung aking narinig ang balita nung Sabado ng hapon na kahit pinatawagan ko na kay General Ramirez, isang Bicolano, ang lahat ng makokontak sa Masbate at nasabi na nga ang balita, ayaw ko pa ring maniwala. Kinabukasan, nang kami ay magpunta maagang-maaga ng linggo, kahit nakikita ko na ang search and rescue, hindi pa rin ako makapaniwala. Kinausap ko ang Regional Director, si Chief Superintendent Arnie de los Santos, isa ring Bicolano, at pinagsabihan kong habang naghahanap sa pusod ng dagat, mangyari bang maghanap tayo sa mga karatig na coastlines at mga isla sapagkat personally, ako'y umaasa na siya ay wala sa pusod ng dagat kung hindi nandoon, naghihintay lang sa atin sa ibang isla o ibang coastline. Ito ay dahil mahirap tanggapin ng isang ama ay bigla na lang aalis nang hindi man lang nagpaalam. Pero may plano ang ating Panginoon, kaya't nandito tayo lahat ngayon, nagbibigay-pugay sa isang kagalang-galang, maipagmamalaki, isang iniidolo ng lahat. And my deepest sympathy and sincere condolences go to the family, friends, and loved ones of our beloved Secretary, Jesse Robredo. We grieve today the loss of an empowering leader who gave a new meaning to public service, a new face to good governance, and a renewed strength to the advocacy of what Filipinos can do. It gives me hope that his legacy will live on. His stewardship of the DILG made sure that we are strong. He equipped us with virtues and qualities that only a father can give to his children. Only God knows why we lose early good men like Secretary Robredo. And yet, we should rejoice that his passing shall open up opportunities for others to follow his path to good governance, and for us Filipinos to believe that, yes, we can. We lost a man and a father to the PNP. The 148,000 men and women of our institution will always remember him for the outpour of support that he gave to the organization. He introduced reform initiatives which will continue to benefit the entire PNP organization. His concern for the PNP and his support to the PNP transformation program shall never be forgotten in the PNP history. The reforms in the procurement process, the establishment of standard cost estimates on PNP infrastructure projects, the revitalized anti-corruption and anti-cotton campaign, the strengthening of the PNP performance governance system, the financial reforms that increased the budget of PNP field units. This, among his many other contributions to improving the police service, will push us to do better with our duty and mission to serve and protect the Filipino people. Sir Jess, we bid you goodbye with a confidence of the words of Apostle Paul in 2 Timothy 4:7. You have fought the good fight. You have finished the race, and you have kept the faith. The same good fight against corruption we shall continue to fight. The same race in the path of good governance we shall continue to run. And the same faith in God and in what Filipinos can do we shall continue to keep. We shall carry on in the Philippine National Police. I am sure the Bureau of Fire Protection and the Bureau of Jail Management Penology shall carry on too. Farewell, Sir Jess. Rest well.